For decades, border disputes between Thailand and Cambodia have remained among the most sensitive flashpoints in Southeast Asia. Although most of the time these disputes have been contained below the threshold of full-scale armed conflict, historical, geographical, and political disagreements have continued to simmer beneath the surface, awaiting opportunities to resurface. In recent months, tensions between the two neighboring countries have once again intensified, not only on the ground, but also across media and diplomatic channels, raising concerns about the gradual creation of a new fait accompli along contested border areas. In recent weeks, images and video clips have spread rapidly across Thai social media platforms, showing local residents and Buddhist monks taking part in road construction and land clearing activities in areas believed to lie just outside or on the edge of Cambodian control. Temporary dirt roads have been swiftly leveled and paved with concrete, with heavy machinery operating continuously. Labor and equipment have been mobilized at an intense pace, creating an atmosphere of urgency, as if time itself were a decisive factor. According to widely circulated posts, road construction is only the first phase. The longer-term plan reportedly involves building new residential settlements and gradually relocating Thai citizens to live there permanently. Through this process, these areas would become closely integrated into Thailand's infrastructure network, economic system, and administrative governance. Once people settle in, schools, temples, markets, and other social institutions follow, and disputed boundaries on paper are slowly overshadowed by facts on the ground. On the other side, Cambodia is widely believed to have recognized early on that its chances of reclaiming these areas through hard power measures are extremely limited. The disparity in military capability is perhaps the most obvious factor. Compared to Thailand, Cambodia's armed forces are smaller in scale, less modernized, and significantly weaker in logistics and long-term operational capacity. Even if Phnom Penh were able to mount limited local responses, sustaining sufficient pressure over time to compel Bangkok to make concessions would be highly difficult. Beyond military considerations, economic and social constraints further limit Cambodia's options. A prolonged escalation would not only strain defense spending, but also threaten social stability, foreign investment, and growth objectives, pillars on which Cambodia's development heavily depends. Under such circumstances, any hardline decision carries risks that could exceed the country's economic resilience. On the diplomatic front, Thailand also enjoys a clearer advantage. Bangkok maintains extensive diplomatic networks with major partners and plays an influential role in regional mechanisms, particularly ASEAN. Cambodia, while an active participant in regional forums, does not enjoy broad goodwill from many countries, partly due to concerns over its political image and foreign policy conduct in recent years. Certain controversial incidents, most notably the public release of recordings from private conversations with foreign leaders, have further damaged Cambodia's credibility and international standing. Such events have weakened Phnom Penh's diplomatic position and made it more difficult to mobilize strong external support on sensitive issues, such as territorial disputes. Another key factor working against Cambodia is the shifting focus of the international community. The world is currently grappling with multiple crises of far greater scale and global impact, ranging from major military conflicts to political, security, and economic upheavals. Against this backdrop, border disputes in Southeast Asia struggle to attract sustained attention from major powers or international organizations. The absence of strong external intervention leaves Cambodia largely reliant on bilateral mechanisms or regional frameworks that prioritize consensus and conflict avoidance, an approach that limits effective pressure. Time itself has also become Cambodia's adversary. The longer the situation persists, the more deeply the controlled areas are integrated into the administrative systems, infrastructure, and socio-economic life of the side that holds them. As roads, housing, and public facilities are built and new residents settle in, a new normal gradually takes shape. Once this happens, any attempt to alter the status quo becomes increasingly sensitive, complex, and difficult to implement. Against this backdrop, tensions have recently escalated further as Cambodian officials publicly accused the Thai military of continuing to control residential areas that Phnom Penh considers part of its sovereign territory. According to Cambodian claims, the failure to return these areas has severely disrupted civilian life, leaving approximately 4,000 families unable to return home after evacuation. In some locations, barbed wire and shipping containers have reportedly been erected, raising concerns about potential violations of ceasefire commitments. Thailand has categorically rejected these accusations, asserting that the maintenance of its current military positions fully complies with measures agreed upon to prevent escalation following the ceasefire. Thai military officials have gone further, accusing Cambodia of spreading misinformation to damage Thailand's reputation and distort perceptions of the actual situation along the border. At the military level, Thailand has also raised concerns about Cambodian unmanned aerial vehicles, claiming that these drones occasionally cross the border and appear to conduct reconnaissance missions, albeit less frequently than during the earlier phase of fighting. These mutual accusations underscore the deep lack of trust between the two sides, even as both publicly describe the border situation as relatively calm. The current diplomatic exchanges take place in the shadow of renewed clashes that erupted in early December 2025, causing significant casualties and forcing hundreds of thousands of civilians on both sides of the border to flee their homes. Official figures indicate that dozens were killed and more than 900,000 people were displaced to ensure their safety. In response to the risk of wider conflict, representatives from both countries signed a joint declaration reaffirming their commitment to fully implement the ceasefire and to pursue long-term peace, stability, and security in border communities. Nevertheless, implementation of these commitments has proven challenging. Cambodia has repeatedly called for meetings of the Joint Border Commission to address unresolved issues, but Thailand has stated that additional time is needed to complete internal procedures, particularly as the country undergoes a political transition following national elections. Taken as a whole, the current Thailand-Cambodia tensions are not merely about lines drawn on a map, but rather the complex interplay of military power, diplomatic leverage, the passage of time, and entrenched realities on the ground. While Thailand actively consolidates new conditions through infrastructure development and population settlement, Cambodia faces a difficult dilemma: how to defend its territorial interests without paying an unsustainable economic, social, and political price. Without effective dialogue mechanisms and restraint on both sides, the risk of prolonged, low-intensity confrontation will likely remain a persistent challenge to stability in Southeast Asia. Thank you for watching this story. If you found it meaningful, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video. And now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for staying with Societal Stories.